24th, 2016, and we are back at the beach cams in southern Australia, specifically Perth, Australia. One of our subscribers sent me a link to this website, and we've been watching this website for quite some time now. Specifically, me and Jeff P. have done several videos on Bondi Beach and over here in Perth. This video footage is from Thursday, December 22nd, 2016, between the hours of 6 p.m. and 7:20 p.m. Now, what you're about to see is not any type of a lens flare. It's not any type of effect with the camera. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that right now, because once we get into this video and I zoom into this piece of footage, I'm going to show you a piece of video footage that was sent in by one of our loyal subscribers. Her name is Regina. She does a lot of telescope work for us. She has videotaped this specific object in Michigan, here in the United States. And as I was comparing these two pieces of video footage, well, they match up. So it would be impossible for this webcam in Perth to have the same anomaly that Regina would have on her camera system many, many days before in Michigan, here in the United States. And we have seen this object many times before. We don't know exactly what it is, but the bottom line is it's there. It is definitely within our solar system, and eventually, well, we're going to find out what it is. But let's go ahead and just pan over, and I'm going to go ahead and work the controls over here, and I'm going to go ahead and start this video footage and just watch and see what is literally showing up in the sky. Now, I have this slowed down quite a bit so we can actually see what is showing up. Now, this area of Perth it's a very, very beautiful, beautiful city. Perth is just absolutely fantastic. And I believe this is definitely some type of a tourist area, very beautiful city. And I'm not sure if people are actually able to see this with the naked eye. And this beach cam definitely picks up a lot of footage that we've been using and we have been seeing for quite some time now. Now, there looks like there's two objects there on the left part of your screen above the sun as it goes down. What we're trying to figure out is, are these objects being projected into the sky? Is it a reflection of this planet in the sky? And this beach cam is actually picking this up, and you're clearly seeing it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in as far as I can so you can clearly see this object, because we are going to match it up with the video footage that Regina sent in from Michigan. And that is a long, long distance away. And it's very hard to say, well, it's just a coincidence. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just stop the video. I'm going to move over a little bit here, and I'm going to go ahead and start zooming in on this so you can see it. I'll just pull it over a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and start this video footage. I might have blew my screen up a little bit too much. So we'll start playing this. So I'm going to stop it. We're going to back it up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and blow this up. Now, the video footage that Regina took resembles this object almost 100%, including the small circular object in the middle of this object here that you're seeing on your screen. And we match this up, and it looks very, very similar to the video footage that Regina took. So let's go ahead and take a look at what she sent in. Now this is the beginning of the video. And once again, we'll just click back and forth. As you can see, I mean, this looks very similar to what she videotaped. So let's play her video. You can clearly see, now this object right here may be something on the lens that is floating by. But as you can clearly see, this matches up very closely to the video footage that you're seeing from the beach cam in Perth. I think it's just absolutely amazing. So here we go. Here's our video footage from Perth. And once again, let's go back. We'll replay Regina's footage. And you can clearly see they match up pretty closely. So what exactly is this object that's being seen here in the United States a few weeks ago? And now it is being seen in Perth, Australia on a beach cam. So let me get back to our regular screen here so we can just take a look at this. And I'm going to just go ahead and let this play. I'll forward this up a little bit and we'll let it go a little faster. But there's absolutely no doubt, folks. Over the last few days, we've had so much information coming in about this cosmic wave of energy, disinformation, misinformation. And I do believe that there are things being passed out to us, meaning people who investigate Planet X. And one way to throw us off would be to send out some disinformation, misinformation, whatever you want to call it, and lead us in the wrong direction. Now, as far as a magnetar exploding in space and sending these massive waves of energy towards our planet, well, yes, that is absolutely possible. Now, do we believe that? I personally don't believe it. There has been no credible evidence put out there by any space agency, NASA, and absolutely no government has literally come out and held a press conference and told the people of their nation or the world that is what we're facing. Now, the bottom line is we know from many years of research and looking back into biblical times and these ancient writings from the Chinese that date back 4, 5, and 6,000 years, and they literally wrote down what they have seen. And the Chinese writings, their lettering system, has not changed in all of those years. So it's very, very easy to decipher and read what they have written down. Gil Broussard uncovered these documents a while back. And they describe everything that we are literally going through and about to go through. And it takes your breath away because you sit and you wonder, what is exactly going to happen? So we don't have all of the answers. We're searching for the answers. Sometimes we're reaching for these answers because we have a lot at stake. We have our lives, our families, mankind, the earth that we live on. All of this is at stake. So when someone criticizes all of us who investigate Planet X and what is exactly going on in our solar system, in our atmosphere, and on our Earth, well, I'm used to the criticism. It doesn't bother me, and it's not going to stop me or any of the other researchers that are trying to uncover the truth. But the bottom line is, now there are literally millions of people seeing things in our skies that no one has ever seen before. And if you're watching this video right now, do you remember a time in your life where you looked up into the sky and you saw something like that? Now, just a few days ago, a very good friend of mine, her name is Jessie, literally getting out of her car, looks up into the nighttime sky and sees a small blue planet close enough in the sky where she was actually able to capture the photographs on a cell phone. Yes, the cell phone with a 10-cent camera, as they say. But these cell phone cameras are very sophisticated, and they do take very good photographs, and they do have an extraordinary zoom level on them. So let's just face it. Let's just stop with all of the "you're full of BS" crap, because literally there is mounting evidence on a minute by minute basis that is coming out and telling us there is something in our solar system. And the fact of the matter, it's not one object, it is several objects. There's no doubt that is the direction that we as investigators are going, that there are multiple objects in our solar system. The Nemesis solar system, it is definitely here. It has probably brought in more planets with it, because we are literally seeing planets that really haven't been described in these ancient Chinese writings and in the Bible. And the bottom line is we are going to continue searching out to find out what these objects are. Now, there's a huge possibility that none of those other planets will cause any additional problems to the Earth. But based on what we've learned through history about the planet Nibiru, is that the planet is a very dangerous element when it comes near Earth because of all of the energy that this planet puts out. And we're talking about magnetism, electromagnetism. The planet is very powerful, and it is definitely going to affect the sun and the planet Earth, because the planet Earth also has its own electromagnetism. And they are literally going to, well, I'll put it this way, fight with each other. As Nibiru passes by, we are probably going to get smashed with some of its cosmic energy as it moves through the solar system. How far does this reach out? Well, some researchers have said that they estimate its power, its bands of energy, can exceed 250 million miles. Some have said even further. So 250 million miles in space really isn't that far. So we do have to continue investigating and trying to find out what is going on. Now, I just heard a report earlier this morning that very, very soon the astronauts in the International Space Station are going to be taken out of the space station and brought back to Earth. Why is that? Well, the information that I got was very simple. They are not going to be able to handle the cosmic radiation that is going to be coming from this so-called cosmic wave of energy. And the cosmic wave of energy is not coming from a magnetar that blew up in deep outer space, somewhere within our galaxy or our universe. The cosmic waves of energy will definitely be coming from Planet X as it moves closer to the inner solar system, Mercury, Mars, Venus, the Earth. And the bottom line is, all of these inner planets are heating up. They have been for the entire year. We know this. We definitely know that these planets, or just Planet X, Nibiru, is literally heating up the sun. There's absolutely no doubt. Now, we're being faced with this coronal hole and the Earth facing it right now, going through Christmas Day. And what's going to happen? Well, I can definitely tell you that earthquake activity is definitely increasing. We're watching it. We see it. Are we going to be hit with cosmic rays of radiation? Well, absolutely. I found a website the other day that deals with and reports on all of the radiation levels across the entire globe. And it literally goes up and down. And that is something that I will be keeping track of every single hour. I will be taking a look at it. Now, yesterday, where I live in the United States, we were actually at a level 3 for radiation, and it lasted the entire day. However, As the Earth rotated away from the sun, I checked those radiation levels as we moved into darkness, and those radiation levels disappeared. However, as we moved to the morning hours and the sun has come up and it is exactly 9:06 in the morning, I checked these radiation levels 30 minutes ago, and they are now back to the elevated stage where they were yesterday at a level 3 out of 5. So yes, we are being affected by these cosmic waves of energy. But let's not be fooled by the disinformation that was put out there stating that these are coming from an exploded star or a star that had a fist fight with a black hole and was ripped apart. They want us to believe that something else is occurring because they are still trying to figure out how they are going to tell the entire world that there is a solar system that is within our solar system, and it will be affecting the Earth for quite some time. These are going to lead into some very strange times. We are going to have to face it. I'm not sitting here and fear-mongering, as some people say, but what I do want you to do is I want you to open up your eyes. And we need more people around the world investigating, opening up their eyes, opening up their mind, and helping. There's only a small number of people that are literally and truly trying to investigate Planet X. We need more. We need more eyes. We need more ears. We need more intelligence out there in this world. Everybody around the world should really, really start paying attention to what's going on in the sky, what's going on in their country, in their city, in their town, where they live. Start paying attention to your weather patterns. Start paying attention to everything that is going on. And if you think that you've come up with something, myself, Jeff P., Steve Olson, we are just an email away. And show us what you've discovered, whether it may be, text information, a video clip, photographs, whatever intel that you have. It is important for you to get it to us. It is absolutely important. Now, over the next several days, since we are facing this coronal hole, we're going to have some increased earthquake activity. Again, it's already occurring. We're hoping for the best. We do not want to see another situation like what occurred in Sumatra, where 230,000 people lost their lives the day after Christmas. What a horrible, horrible incident. But, the bottom line is we can't stop Mother Nature from doing this. However, if we know and have the information that something like this is possible, then how about warning people? What is wrong with that? What is wrong with bringing the information to the public and saying, listen, there's a very high possibility that we're going to have some very, high magnitude earthquakes. If you live in coastal regions that are earthquake prone, please heed this warning for the next 24, 48, 72 hours, for the next week. Pay very close attention to what's going on. Be careful when you're near the shoreline. And we all saw the video footage from Sumatra. Absolutely devastating. That water receded, and then minutes later, it just came in and wiped everything out. We all saw what happened to Fukushima in Japan. So why do people have to lose their lives simply because governments, scientists, they don't want to warn us? They have the brains, they have the education, and I truly believe that in all of these instances, they knew what was about to happen, and they failed to warn the world. Are people going to panic? Some will, some won't. It all depends on how you put that information out. Back in Sumatra, they could have saved 230,000 people, but they didn't. They didn't say anything, and they let all of those people perish. And that's not right. To me, that is not right. But let's take a look at what's happening on the earthquake front because it's been about an hour since I have checked it. And let's go straight in and check the earthquake tracker and let's see what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and blow this screen up just a little bit so everyone could see it a little bit better. Now, I checked the earthquake tracker a little while ago, and there were substantial earthquakes pretty much across the globe. Just going to go over here into the South Pacific. In Japan, 11 hours ago, magnitude 4.6. 13 hours ago, Northern Mariana Islands, magnitude 4.9. Papua New Guinea, again, 15 hours ago, magnitude 4.7. Solomon Islands, 4.8 magnitude. Now, all of a sudden, down here in the southern tip of Australia, a 2.2. Not that bad as far as earthquake magnitudes, but here we go into South America. Colombia, 10 hours ago, a magnitude 4.3. I mean, folks, the magnitude of these earthquakes is definitely increasing. A 4.4, 14 hours ago in the Fiji Islands. And as you can clearly see, let's move up here. Seems to be a larger earthquake, a 4.2, 13 hours ago in the northern tier of Alaska. Now, I want you to take a very, very close look at Alaska because this is absolutely being swarmed with earthquake activity over the past 72 hours. The same applies with the west coast of the United States. If you just take a look at what is going on, these earthquakes are now stretching up all the way from the southern coast of California all the way to the northern coast of California, and they are filtering over into the state of Nevada. We have an earthquake right up here in Canada, very small, 6 hours ago, a magnitude 1.7. But what I'm trying to say is some of these areas are not that prone to earthquakes. You don't see them with, 6,000 earthquakes a year. So the bottom line is we're going to keep track of all of this. But at the same time, if you live in these areas where you have earthquake activity, or you live near the shoreline and there is earthquake activity also, keep your eyes open. Get some type of an alert system so you know what is happening. If there is a very large magnitude 8 or greater, a very heavy lift in the ocean, and you live near a shoreline, well, I'm just going to come right out and tell you, you can guarantee there's going to be a tsunami, and it's going to come in, and it's going to come in fast. And you need to be notified. Now, there are some apps for your cell phones for earthquake tracking. Take a look at a few of them. Download them onto your cell phone. You never know. One of these little apps for your cell phone may save your life. They may save your family's life. And the screen just refreshed again. And these little red dots signifies earthquakes that have happened within the past hour. Now, once again, Alaska's getting swarmed with all of these earthquakes. And there are 2 earthquakes that just occurred, one in Nevada and one in California in the last hour. Now, they're very small, a magnitude 1.8, and you could see all of this down here in Southern California. Now, we spoke about something yesterday, and that is the earthquakes that are not being reported in Mexico. Well, here is the Seismology Office website for Mexico. Okay, now I want to show you that these are all current earthquakes within the past 48 to 72 hours. Now, does that look normal to you? I mean, you could go over here, magnitude 3.5, 3.5, 3.6, 3.8, 3.4, 3.7. They just keep going on and on and on and on. A 4.1 in Acapulco. So, the bottom line is, yes, I do believe there is some deception going on. It really doesn't have anything to do with, okay, one agency reports to the other agency. They're just not reporting it. Now, that is a lot of earthquakes in Mexico over the past 48 hours. If you don't think so, well, go right ahead and move down there along the coastline of southern Mexico and, sit tight. The ground is rumbling. I've heard from a lot of people in the area, and a lot of them are very startled. They're wondering what is going to happen. A lot of people just cannot pick up and move away. So if you can't do that, then you have to pay attention to what's going on. Keep yourself informed. Over the next several days, there are going to be areas of this world that are going to have some problems. There's just no doubt about it. Going back from 2010, when the SDO satellites were placed into space and we were able to start monitoring these coronal holes, we started getting the information and then comparing what was happening with the sun and coronal holes facing the Earth and putting them together with large earthquake activity. And they coincide perfectly. So once again, we need to pay very close attention to what's going on. I am going to leave links to all of this footage so you can go and you can examine it for yourself. I don't want to have any of the naysayers once again saying that, these are fireworks in the sky, these are lens flares, you're doctoring up the images, you're photoshopping the images. And like I've said before, I've never used Photoshop before. I don't even know how to use it. But it's just an excuse that they're going to use to try to pull you away from what is exactly happening. We will have more updates coming up later on today and this evening. Make sure that you have all of your notifications set up on my YouTube channel, as well as WSO and Jeff P. and whoever else that you follow. Go back to those channels. Go over to the subscription bar. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you click on that bell and make sure you follow the prompts to make sure you get your notifications, because there is going to be a lot of information coming out over the next week and probably the next 2 weeks. So keep yourself informed. It's the best information and the best advice I can give you. We'll see you soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Nibiru channel. It is December 24th, 2016, and we are back at the beach cams in southern Australia, specifically Perth, Australia. One of our subscribers sent me a link to this website, and we've been watching this website for quite some time now. Specifically, me and Jeff P. have done several videos on Bondi Beach and over here in Perth. This video footage is from Thursday, December 22nd, 2016, between the hours of 6 p.m. and 7:20 p.m. Now, what you're about to see is not any type of a lens flare. It's not any type of effect with the camera. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that right now, because once we get into this video and I zoom into this piece of footage, I'm going to show you a piece of video footage that was sent in by one of our loyal subscribers. Her name is Regina. She does a lot of telescope work for us. She has videotaped this specific object in Michigan, here in the United States. And as I was comparing these two pieces of video footage, well, they match up. So it would be impossible for this webcam in Perth to have the same anomaly that Regina would have on her camera system many, many days before in Michigan, here in the United States. And we have seen this object many times before. We don't know exactly what it is, but the bottom line is it's there. It is definitely within our solar system. And eventually, well, we're going to find out what it is. But let's go ahead and just pan over, and I'm going to go ahead and work the controls over here. And I'm going to go ahead and start this video footage and just watch and see what is literally showing up in the sky. Now, I have this slowed down quite a bit so we can actually see what is showing up. Now, this area of Perth it's a very, very beautiful, beautiful city. Perth is just absolutely fantastic. And I believe this is definitely some type of a tourist area, very beautiful city. And I'm not sure if people are actually able to see this with the naked eye. And this beach cam definitely picks up a lot of footage that we've been using and we have been seeing for quite some time now. Now, there looks like there's two objects there on the left part of your screen above the sun as it goes down. What we're trying to figure out is, are these objects being projected into the sky? Is it a reflection of this planet in the sky? And this beach cam is actually picking this up, and you're clearly seeing it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in as far as I can so you can clearly see this object, because we are going to match it up with the video footage that Regina sent in from Michigan. And that is a long, long distance away. And it's very hard to say, well, it's just a coincidence. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just stop the video. I'm going to move over a little bit here, and I'm going to go ahead and start zooming in on this so you can see it. Just pull it over a little bit.